Yeah, then a little preview into next season, Greg. And it has our ties with Point Park, of course, with Don Kelly, also a Point Park alumnus as well. So hey, how does it feel? For it's just for you knowing that he's a Point Park alum. It just seems like Point Park really has taken over the Pirates. You got Dan Hart as well, the media relations guy, also a Point Park alum. So how does it feel for you? As a Point Park alumnus yourself, it seems that our university has really taken over the club.
Well, yeah, I love it. I mean, and Danny's the one that probably started it even before I did. In terms of trying to bring people in, I've encouraged him. He's the guy that makes the decisions in terms of interns, and so naturally he leans toward Point Park. They've got the in with him, but he's not, he's not excluding other colleges, but it seems like Point Park has had a leg up over the years. And you're right with Danny and some others. And we're trying to do, a kind of a broadcast seminar camp. We started up last year. We're trying to build on that. The Point Park, how it has invested in its curriculum, in its well, I mean, the media center is second to none. So they're pouring a lot of money, time, and effort into improving and encouraging the broadcast journalism end of that curriculum. So yeah, I love it. I love the fact that he's with sometimes who's somebody else, somebody from the media, maybe. Anyway, occasionally I'll walk out and Donnie will say, "Go Pioneers," and I'll go Pioneers. I want to walk out of his office, especially if we have a Point Park night. So yeah, it's great. It's great stuff.
And how was that like for you, Greg, to get to know players? What are the things that you like to do to try to get to know players and coaches when they go through the Pirate system throughout the season?
Well, I'll try to, new guys that come up. I'll try to touch base with them. It's not easy to get a guy, first of all, alone. They're different, especially when you're doing interviews. It's way different to interview. In fact, I won't do it anymore. I won't interview a guy at his locker with other players around. I'll say, "Can we go outside here?" Because they're different people. They're just they're looser when they're not with other guys. They're not so concerned about what they're going to say. And I think they're more upfront. So but it's tough because there's so many places for these guys to go now. You've got not just a trainer's room, but you have a big like cafeteria. You've got a game room. You've got a place where they can go veg out. I don't know, they call it the green room. Um, Meditation rooms, massage rooms. And so it's rare that you have, I want to talk to this guy about something, and you go into the clubhouse, you walk in. Rarely is he sitting there. Most of the, do you know where so and so is? He's in the trainer. He's in the weight room. He's in the batting cage. Sometimes you go to a guy, say, "Hey, do you have a few minutes up? I gotta take early BP. Can we do it afterward?" So uh, it's not as easy. I was on I think talking to a class today, or maybe it was a podcast yesterday, or somebody doing college level sports. I said, yeah, I'm almost envious because these players want to talk to you. They want to. They want to tell their story. And it's just like an open book. And you can find out anything. And you're curious and you want to know. Whereas these guys are much more reserved now. Not that they're bad. It's just that it's more difficult. But you try to as best you can. And their time is of the essence. And now with not just the beat writers, but now you have podcasters involved and people on the internet uh, it's like so many people want to find out the stories. It's like by the time they get to the big leagues, the story's been told. And the internet has helped tell that story, and that's a great, almost a crutch, but it's a great resource that you can go online and find out just about anything. But so you try to find out something that isn't already out there. That's not easy, but yeah, just try to be a human being too.
How was that like, Greg, when Paul Skeens came into the club. You know, just like you said, with all that buzz surrounding him, pretty much everybody knew who he was, you know, coming off a College World Series victory with LSU. So how was that like when Skeens came into the club?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was the one opportunity I felt like to talk to him. I did an interview with him. That might have been the only interview, like when he first joined the team, and talked to him a little bit. But I intentionally, that's one thing Mike Lang has also had taught me over the years, is that um, I think the players maybe respect and appreciate you more if you're not always there at them. Um, I appreciate, because heck, people pull at me a lot during the year. I can't imagine what it's like to be a Paul Skeens. And so because of that, I intentionally do not bother him. Um, I won't do it unless it's absolutely necessary. I don't know when the last time I did an interview with him. Might have been, like I said, that first game. Um, yeah, I think it was. I was in Chicago. He had pitched his first game in Pittsburgh, his debut, and then shortly after, the very next start or two starts later, he's actually at Wrigley Field, and I got him and his battery mate Grant Cook, Koch. Uh, he was gonna pitch the next day, and I got them both in the dugout to talk, not on a recorded interview, just talk about stuff. But then, as time goes on, you can just see it. You just see the members of the media that want a minute or two with them. And so I'll say hi to them. And occasionally I'll ask him a question if I'm in passing, and it's not going to take up any time, just real quick. Hey, this, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, yeah.
And with your analyst, Greg, how has that been like for you, the generate, especially, well, obviously everyone knows, your work with Bob Walk and Steve Blass. So how has that been like generating new chemistry with a lot of new talent, like Neil Walker, Matt Capps, Michael McHenry, and also on the sidelines, this season with Hannah Mears?
It's great. It's a great challenge. We are unlike most teams. Most teams have a radio team and a television team, play-by-play, color analyst. We are one of the very few, I don't know how many do it now, that mix both. And I think that keeps it fresh. It's the challenge of bringing in the new analysts, as you talk about. I think I know Bob and John and the pacing. You kind of get a feel for, you don't have to look at a guy. You just know it. And they know it with me and Joe, I'm sure. Whereas with the other guys, we're still on occasion might step on each other, but that'll come. And the thing about it is that we all are friends. I feel like I go to the game every night. It doesn't matter who's in that booth with me. It's a buddy. Um, I've been with some longer, but oh my gosh, Kevin Young. Kevin Young, I knew like John Wehner when he was playing in Buffalo in the minor leagues, and I was announcing in the minor leagues. I knew Kevin Young then. I knew John Wehner then. Became friends. Matt Capps was one of my favorite players because he was such a delight when he pitched, and I felt like I was close to him then. Michael McHenry, same thing. You talk about going to guys when he was playing. You could always go to Michael with stuff would be interesting, a backup catcher, and he'd always have something thoughtful to say. Neil Walker was, heck, followed Neil's career as a Pittsburgher and knew Neil and his parents, and so in terms of like chemistry, I think that comes naturally, and you find out what kind of things they like to talk about, what they're intrigued about, and you try and lead them that way. At least I do, and steer them toward the stuff that they enjoy talking about and that they're good at. But yeah, everybody's different, and it's just a ton of fun to go to the ballpark with your buddies.